Hello, I'm Kikostego, and this is the first of hopefully 2 Halloween-y kind of videos before, hopefully if I can get the other one and this one done before Halloween, but we'll see. I love Halloween stuff, but I always see, like, not always, but you see it here and there in the crochet community, like people doing crochet cosplay. So I wanted to make something just to wear to work because they have like a dress for Halloween kind of situation going on there. So you saw the thumbnail, I wanted to do some cosplay horns. So let's figure out how to make them. I'll show you how I figured it out because I already figured it out. So let's get into it. Okay. I got a ball of white and a ball of black yarn here. And how you start it is I always do my extra thick chains just because it makes it easier to get inside them. So you do 25 of each color. I always double check my counts because if you're anything like me, you'll think of 87 different things while you're crocheting and you'll forget what number it was. So that's 25, and we'll make a 25 in black since I'm doing mine in red and, not red, oh my god, I can't talk. I'm doing mine in white and black stripes, but you can do it in any color. Oop, I didn't make a long enough tail. Crap. Better off having too much than not enough. Especially if you're making like a blanket or something. Okay, so you take your one color and put it on the other color. Make sure it's on the right side of the chain. And for the first row, I do it in both front and back stitches because it just makes it easier to get inside it. So you just do single crochet across the entire chain stitch. Okay, maybe we can get a better camera angle because my hands are already starting to like cramp up doing that. Okay, once you finish up that row, you swap to the original color. You make sure nothing's twisted. And then you do single crochet for the 25 stitches to get to where the white started. Did I seriously just use the wrong string? I guess I did. Today's going absolutely fan-freaking-tastic, am I right? Okay, now that we're back where the white started, we do back loops only. Single crochet back loops only until we get to the end of the black here. Okay, now that you met up with the black one, you unloop and you move to your first color. Now you continue back loop only until you get to the top here, and you do that for 10 rows, meaning there'll be 5 rows of black and 5 rows of white, and I'll see you when I get there, okay? Okay, so once you get to this point where the black is at the bottom and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of black, and then you cover it with the white, you switch over to the first yarn, and this is when we start reducing. So you can do it a multitude of ways, but how I was doing it was I was just putting in one back loop only crochet together single crochets in the lineup. So you can choose to do it like early or middle or end or whatever. I was trying to scatter them around so it wouldn't be like blatantly obvious that the horn is reducing at a certain point. So all you do is single crochet back loop only And then somewhere along the line, one time every time you do a black round, or a certain colored round, whatever colors you're using, you do a single crochet together, back loop only, and then you just keep on doing your back loops. And you just keep on doing this every time you get a black row, and eventually you will have a very nice tapered cone. And then for the white row, I just do back loops only the entire way again because I want it to be nice and long. Just showing you that you can very clearly see where your double crochet back loop together was for reducing. So you just make sure it's offset from that by a little bit, 6, 7 stitches, 8, somewhere around there. Just so they're not all right in line with each other, basically. Okay, so eventually you end up with a big old tube, which slowly degreases up until about 6 stitches, and then you can just sew it all together at the end there. And then all you do is you do another slip knot to get the yarn on your hook, and you go to where the front posts of those stitches appear, and you just manage to get in there, which is sometimes difficult, especially starting out. Manage to get in there and do single crochets across the entire spiral for both the white and black. And eventually, doing that the whole way up will give it this gorgeous, like, ribbing look. So I'll do that real quick. I swear I cleaned my table. It's just one of those tables that every little piece shows all the time. But either way, I got my giant cone done, and I think the only thing I didn't talk about yet was the last like 5 stitches on the tip here when you're doing the outside spirals. I do 5 slip stitches at the tip so it's not like too bulky. But other than that, we got our big old tube. So I made a circle that started with 12 in the middle and then branched out how you'd normally, you know, make a circle. Doesn't need to be anything fancy because this is all this is to close in the hole. So I will stuff it and sew this in, and I'll show you how to curl the horn. Another thing I didn't think to mention is to get to the tip of something like this, you really can't, to be honest. So I take the back of my Susan Bates crochet hook. You can use a stick or really anything. I have some wooden dials that I use once in a while, and, you know, jam it in there until you can feel the stuffing get to the tip, just to give it some extra structure. Yeah, you need something with a little bit of a thickness to it, so it can actually push it instead of just stabbing through the stuffing. I know obviously you can't feel it, but it's like right here, and this feels like super soft right here, so try to jam it in there. Because we're making a horn, which has a lot of structure to it, so maybe I should get a dowel rod. You don't want it to look floppy. And I'm sure if you wanted to make like a horn that had like a different curvature to it than what I'm doing, you could probably add a wire or some sort of other structure element to it to get the desired shape. But for what I'm going for, I don't need the extra metal bits. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Shove the stuffing into the horn, And then I'll just sew this on the end. Okay, now that's all sewn together. Next step is to curve the horn, and it's pretty simple. You just pick where you kind of want it to curve. I'll pick this side, and you get some string, preferably some the same color as your project. So if it does show, it's not a big deal. All you do is go from the bottom and you go through those ridges you made. Make sure you leave enough at the end that you can grab it hanging out. And you just go the whole way up. Okay, then once you get right to the tip, you go back down the next stitch and go all the way back down to the bottom, right next to where you just went up. Okay, then once you make it to the bottom, you trim your string, and then you just take both of these strings and you pull. Make sure you keep a nice taut thing on it, and you should be able to curl it with some guidance to exactly how you want it to be curled. And I already have my other one done, so that's looking similar. So then you just tie your two strings together, and that's how you do a basic curl on your horn. And then you tie these off real good. I do several knots and then tuck the string in so it doesn't unravel on me. But yeah, for a basic curl, that's all you do. If you want something twisty or like bending different ways and such, you might want to get some wire and put it in there. Or some sort of structure material. Boning maybe. I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of ways to do it. But yeah, just for a basic horn, that's all you do. So, I gotta figure out how to make a nice, well, I gotta tuck these in, and then I gotta figure out how to make a nice headband to finish the ensemble, so that'll be the next part. Okay, I got these headbands from the Dollar Tree that I should be able to crochet around and maybe make like a thick headband I can put the horns on. I'm gonna crochet around them in black. Yeah, because we'll make a real thick headband together. So yeah, let's try that.
Your explanation contradicts some things we discussed earlier.
Let's go over them in detail.
Yes, crippling detail.
Next time on game.
Yeah, I don't like that idea. At least for this style. I mean, it'd be cute if it was just a single thing. This is very frustrating to try to do in front of the camera with all the lights and everything. The black yarn. I'll get the sleeve done. It's easy, and get back to ya. Okay, so we got the headband done. I just made a tube, shoved 2 of them in it, and then stitched through these little sections right here so they stay in place. So hopefully this will be thick and sturdy enough to support these honestly pretty big horns. So, yeah, I kind of want them to be at an angle. So I'll have to figure out exactly where I want them to be. And kind of a tilting angle like this. Kind of like if you know the Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss characters, how their horns are kind of like that-ish. Or it's like they're not full straight and they're not like sideways, they're just kind of like at a nice angle. But yeah, figure out exactly, maybe like, so I'm in with like a 3-inch head at an angle. Should be good. Try to do that real quick. And then I guess I'll show you how they look on my head. and then hopefully do the end of what I thought about the project. They're definitely silly. Oop, probably should do it this way. They're definitely silly. I wanted them to be more up and back. Yes, Enzo. But yeah, maybe make some sort of ribbing for right here to hide the ugly as it's attached to the headband, and then style your hair around it. It'd be pretty cute. So yeah, let's okay, I didn't go crazy with the makeup because I didn't feel like doing my eye makeup because it is like 2 in the morning. So just put on lipstick, style the hair around it. I think it looks cute. So if you needed horns to do some sort of cosplay event kind of thing, I think it's a valid option. Because, like, yeah, if I really like headbang, they'll fall out, but if you tack them in there with some bobby pins, shouldn't be a problem. They're kind of heavy, but that's to be expected when you put 5 pounds of stuffing and yarn on your head. So, yeah. I liked the project. It took longer than I was expecting, so hopefully I can get the Halloween garland I want to make for next week done. That's my fault for putting too many crochet projects back to back. They take forever. So hopefully I can get it for the 31st. So, woo. And like, comment, subscribe, and I would love to see you again. So, please join me again. Thanks for watching. Bye.